Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my basic photography skills series. This is episode 4. Today I'm going to be talking about why you don't necessarily need to be shooting in manual. When you're learning or when just starting out, and people like professionals or people who have like been in the game a while will turn around and say you need to learn manual, you must shoot manual, nothing else, don't shoot any other mode. I'm going to say that's not necessarily like, it's not bad advice, because if you're learning then fair enough, like you're going to want to learn how to use the camera and like expose properly, using the correct shutter speeds for your like condition or the desired effect you're going for, and also using the correct ISO for your condition. If you're shooting, for example, sports photography, like or concert or something like a wedding, you need to have that needs to be done and needs to be exposed properly. And also sometimes if the light is changing quite a lot as well, or like let's say for example you're shooting football and like in a stadium they have like a grandstand that's like covering half pitch in like shadow and then the other half is in light. Do you expose for the shadow or do you expose for the light? Because one's going to be either over or underexposed depending on how you do it. This is why I'm going to come in and say it's probably worth maybe in that point shooting like shutter priority or aperture priority. Even I'm gonna say it, program auto. I know people are going to be in the comments saying no, don't really use program auto, but especially shutter priority, you can control the shutter speed and then the camera will do the other two options, like, and the other settings in the background for you, and so on with the same thing with the aperture as well. But yeah, this is what I was going to say, is that like for example when I was doing shooting professional football, make sure you get the shots, and I was finding that when I was shooting especially evening games, when the sun's dropping, like the game starts at 7:45 for example, the sun's going to be starting off like fairly decent light, but as the game goes on in the second half, towards the back end of the second half, it's going to be not a lot of light, and the floodlights are going to be like your main source of light. It's going to be difficult to expose, and you're going to find it's going to be noisy and like grainy, and you're going to be like the shutter speed's you're coming down and down and down and down and down on the shutter speed, and you're at like on the 60th over 1. Like, and what I do then is go into shutter priority and then have sharp images. Yes, the ISO might be a little bit up, like it might be at like 800 ISO or 1600 ISO. At least the images are going to be sharp, and then you can do a few things in Lightroom to affect and change the images and make them look better, of course. Like I say, and everybody will say this as well, learn manual, learn ISO settings, aperture settings, especially aperture if you want to have the depth of field, very shallow depth of field. If you want a longer depth of field, for example, again, football and stuff like that, you're going to want a longer aperture, like maybe at 5.6 or 6.3 or like 7.2 or something like that, like just so you can have like more players in focus, or like your plane of focus is going to be a lot wider, so have a lot less shots that are going to be in focus and not out of focus, if that makes sense. It's easier to get it in focus. If the lens is breathing, like trying to find the focus plane, then you're going to miss action, you're going to miss goals potentially, and I mean, you're being paid to get the action, right? So I'm going to end that here. I thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and comment, and subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and leave any comments down below. Like I say, if you got any suggestions or any comments, I'll be happy to answer anything. But thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.